This is Business Rockstars from the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. I'm Jeannie Yerman, and our guest is Neil Premkumar. He is the CEO of Fortue Coffee. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So, Fortue Coffee, all right, we have a sense that it is a coffee drink, but let's just recap. How is it different?
So actually, in a couple ways, we pioneered the coffee shot space. So it's a 2-ounce ready-to-drink shot of coffee to go. We created and patented this kind of miniature package, and we're the only company in North America that can make a shelf-stable product with milk under 4 ounces. The other way it's different is that Fortue actually has become the #1 organic bottled coffee in the US. So because we've expanded so much over the last several years, our sales have eclipsed the other organic brands.
So what made you think, though, and I realize, so you've just described how you're different and unique, but the beverage space is pretty crowded.
Yes.
What were your thoughts going in?
It really started from my own personal need, right? I was traveling a ton. I was constantly exhausted, and I was drinking a lot of shots, energy shots and energy drinks, and a lot of coffee. And so for me personally, it was just kind of, how do I find a way to get the energy I need, but have it be a bit more wholesome, right? So energy, not necessarily from synthetic caffeine or taurine or some ingredients I couldn't pronounce, but from actual kind of healthy coffee.
Yeah.
And so I started working with different family farms in Colombia and sourcing different beans and cold brewing those beans for about 20 hours. And the resulting concentrate, using more beans and brewing it longer, became really strong. And so this is really strong kind of concentrated coffee. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I'm totally awake. I'm getting the energy I need, and it's good for you.
Yeah.
So how do I share that and package it?
I want to go back to, you mentioned you went to these farms, or you were working with these farmers in Colombia. I always find this piece of the equation and these types of startups very interesting. So how did you find these farms? And you're literally getting on a plane and flying down and visiting them?
So there's a co-op that we partner with that they're looking for ways to elevate kind of groups of farms that do organic farming in Colombia. And so they're trying to find ways to generate more than kind of base wages for coffee production. And I think that's part of the challenge with a lot of coffee produced in the world. The technical price per bean is fairly low, and it's challenged, and it's a commodity crop. And so finding organic and other ways to kind of differentiate the coffee allows them to find other partners like ourselves that wanted to buy organic and pay kind of fair trade or higher than regular prices. So all of our coffee is fair trade certified with Fortue, which allows us to kind of find farmers and partners and co-ops that produce that. And there's actually not a tremendous supply of it, but we've been able to kind of lock up a good amount and find partners that work with us.
You found them through channels from Nestle?
Yeah, truly just networking. I mean, going to shows and events and meeting coffee producers and getting to know them.
So let's drill down a little bit. How much are each one of these?
So they retail for up to $2.99 in some of the convenience and drug stores, and as low as kind of $2 at a Walmart.
Okay. And you just mentioned Walmart, so little itty bitty retailer that you work with. How else is your product being sold and distributed?
So at this point, we're in 60,000 plus stores around the country. So it's everywhere from Walgreens to Walmart to any number of convenience stores around the country. So it's expanded quite a bit over the years. It's funny, in the beginning we used to specifically highlight the 1 or 2 retailers that you could find our product in, and now it's pretty much in every market in the country you can find the product.
What is your best advice for once you do get that opportunity to get in front of the person you're pitching? What's your best advice at that moment?
I would say think about it not from your perspective, but from theirs. Right? So I think most folks are trying to just pitch themselves, and this is my 30 seconds, so I'm going to share my story or necessarily, why I'm so excited about this. But really go from their perspective. Why do they really even want to take that meeting with you? What is their ultimate goal for building their business, right? And how do you fit into that picture? And share that story, kind of replayed back. And it's the same with a retailer, right? When we go in with Fortue in the coffee shot category, our entire pitch is not about how fast we're growing and everything else. It's really more about this product is incremental to your category. So on the shelf of coffee products that you currently sell, we are adding incremental volume for consumers that are looking to buy stuff in the afternoon in the cafes. And so to a retailer, they're not capturing that volume, right? Most of their coffee volume is actually sold in the morning and consumed in the morning. And so we have a chance for you to get an incremental sale, right? So yes, we're growing and we're terrific and we're organic and we're the best. But in addition to that, we're incrementally growing your business.
So let's close out. What would be your best piece of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Take the leap, right? I think this is, it's amazing to me how much you learn going through this process about yourself, about what you're excited about, what you're passionate about in the future. And I'm always flabbergasted that the rates of entrepreneurship are actually going down in this country, right? Because the concept of being able to go out and do something that you're passionate about, that you come up with, is so fulfilling that I always tell people to take the leap, see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful advice. With that and a little bit of coffee, I think you might find the numbers going up.
Terrific.
Neil, thanks so much for the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, this is Business Rockstars.